If you study the lifespan of a Turk and count his days, you will find out that a Turk sits on his horse's back much more than he walks on the ground. That is what the Arab chronicler Al-Jazi wrote about our ancestors, the Turks in the 9th century. And today, nomad stunts groups show us the magnificent art of trick riding and feel themselves comfortable just like any office worker. You're watching the Ethnosport. The fast Buril has wings under his ribs. These are the lines from the epic about the horse of Koblandi Batir, confirming that the ancient nomads treated horses in a special way and thought they had fantastic abilities. The life of the nomads was inextricably linked with these animals. They were considered sacred. Therefore, horses were often pictured in myths and fairy tales in which they were described with wings. Both in legends and in life, the horse was one of the best and irreplaceable assistant to the Batir in battles. The military traditions of the nomads have been preserved almost in their regional form and today have become one of the types of ethnic sports. Perhaps stuntmen are the only people in Kazakhstan who are fluent in ancient fighting techniques, fighting on the ground and on the horseback. And they are the bearers of ancient traditions which you saw a lot in cinema and elsewhere. And today we will talk about this with my longtime friend Jandos. You probably saw him in previous episodes. Hello, Jandos. I'm very glad to see you again. Today the theme of our program is cavalry. That's why probably the horses are special. And people, of course, are special too. What can you tell us about preparing horses for battles? We must constantly train horses so they remember. Every day we bring horses to enclosed pasture. It is the place where we rehearse and train with horses. At the moment we are at the enclosed pasture and every day we make horses walk, trot and even gallop, so that the horse warms up. And then we take swords, shields, axes in our hands and begin the training. The horses line up against each other in a column and go, first in silence, then with the swords. And then we use our voices so that the horses get used to them, so that they do not get scared. And then later we repeat all these exercises at a trot and also at a gallop. And then all our horses begin to understand that this should be done. And the horse knows the whole team. That is, in fact, the horse gets the same combat training as the stuntman. Is a regular horse able to participate in stunts and everything else? Well, it depends on the horse's potential. Why not? We have horses called Jibek. It is one of the best stunt horses. Is this a breed? Yes, this is a Kazakh breed of horses. Jibek is a breed of horse created on the territory of modern Kazakhstan. In the herd it is usually considered as the domestic animal or used as a transport. But it can be a fast horse and perform complex stunt tricks. It is hardy and unpretentious. The origins of her pedigree start from the ancient Kazakh horse. In Mongolian, Jibek means arrow. So it turns out these are horse arrows. The horse can be a weapon. That is, this horse is not so thoroughbred. This is our usual Kazakh horse. It does all the stunts and always does them. What is the hardest stunt with horses? All stunts are complicated. All of them. All. Yes, because firstly you must be in contact with the horse. Secondly, this is not a technique. This is an animal. And you don't know how things will turn out, how the horse will go, how the second take or the third take will go. The horse can do things differently. That is, you must control all of it and make contact with the horse. I saw a spectacular video from the filming set when the horse breaks through some kind of brick wall and flies out. I don't remember the director. And this is Timur Bekmanbetov film. This trick was done by the head of our team, Jibek Kunguzhinov. But let's say if a horse doesn't see, it sees a wall in front of itself, and its rider commands to break through. Can the horse refuse? Of course it can. That is, it depends on how you will lead the horse to this wall. Before doing such a stunt, we rehearse. For 2 or 3 weeks, we put the walls made of foam or cardboard, and we make it clear to the horse that this is cardboard, that it does not hurt, that it is safe, that it is not so scary. And then we walk through it, then trot, then easy gallop. And then the horse will understand that it is safe, that it is not scary. I have one more question. Can everyone learn to ride a horse and do stunts on it? Or is it still something only some people can do? Well, you have to be prepared. There should be a good speed, a good reaction. That is, the guy who is not physically prepared, unfortunately, will not be able to do all this. In equestrian stunts, training a horse also plays a significant role. He should not be afraid of noise, shots and light. In battle scenes, the horse is taught to roll over so that the rider flies forward. Another difficult technique is to fall on one side with the rider. Performing all these stunts, the horse must not injure itself or the rider. Well, I see that not only guys but also girls are riding horses here. As I understand it, girls perform all the difficult tricks along with the guys. Or are there still limitations? Of course, in principle, all the stunts are the same. That is, boys duplicate soldiers and men, and also our girls duplicate female warriors. That is, stunts are created for certain characters and heroes. And again, I repeat, all stunts are complicated. There are no easy tricks there. That is, we must constantly be prepared. And I think our guys and girls are well prepared. Maryam Satayeva is a young actress, equestrian acrobat and a nervous stuntman. She came to Nomad after taking part in the filming of the historical film Tamiris, in which she did a cameo role. Before doing it, Maryam learned to shoot from a bow, ride bareback and without stirrups, and mastered martial arts. And then she realized that she could not live without horses and stunts, so she ended up in nomad stunts. I can't live without adrenaline, without any risk. And many say that I have no instinct for self-preservation. For me, horses is like a separate world, a separate universe. And horses are really a disease. I was convinced of this myself. This is like addiction. I cannot imagine a week without horses. For me, it is something so dear, so something that saves me, that helps me. Well, that's how my life is. Jandos, I have such a request. I want to learn 2 or 3 stunts. It's even better to direct some equestrian battle with your participation, but that I also take part in it. Can you try to teach me something in a couple of hours, literally, while I'm here with you? Yes, sure. We will show you. Great. Deal. If they offered me a horse, I would probably choose this blonde-haired, beautiful one. What is this breed? And in general, how is it? It turns out it is mixed. It is either a trotter or an oriole breed. Well, is it capable of anything? No? Or is it just that? If directed correctly, he will do so. That is a war horse. Yes, that is. I made the right decision. Now, stuntmen will show us an exercise called a con. This is when 2 rows of horses converge with each other. This is an imitation of an equestrian attack, an equestrian frontal attack. But in real combat, this usually happens either with lances, spears, and then they switch to saber combat. Well, let's look. Attention, get ready, forward march. The horses are so hot-tempered that it did not work out during the first time. Some got into a mess, some immediately rushed into the battle. Well, I would like to ride this good-looking horse. Well, very frisky. After the calm, when you get back to your starting points, wait for the team until I tell you. Got it? Nobody takes a step to the left, does not take a step to the right. On command, you turn the horses and go back to your places. Do you get it? Get ready. March forward. We hold the column. A line on the left side. Do not stop the horses. At one pace. Stop. Turn around the left shoulder. Hold the position. Keep the distance between the horses. Just like hundreds of years ago, the light cavalry of Kazakh nomads was highly mobile. At any moment and anywhere, warriors could gather large forces. They prepared for the battle carefully, they fed the horses, sharpened sabers and spears, checked bows and arrows. Before the battle, they wore armor on horses and on themselves. It should be noted that these steppe warriors did not have a standing army. They gathered a militia only when necessary. And they won the battles because they spent most of their lives in the saddle. Make the line. Get ready. March forward, slowly, calmly. We always align on the left side. We stand. Over the left shoulder we turn around. Praise your horse. Now we do it at a trot. Get ready. Go. Carefully, calmly, trot. Align, stand. Turn around over the right shoulder. In fact, it only seems easy. Riding on a horse, turning around and going back. In fact, it is difficult because here we are talking about teamwork. Each pair, each horse interact with each other, which is very important in military operations, not to attack your own team. We do the same on easy gallop. Get ready. Go. What's its name? This is our boy. Everyone goes to his starting point, just like I wanted. Keep the line. Yes, that was the start. Hold the column. Hold the line. Stop. Attention. Turn around over the left shoulder. Yes, a horse is not my element, of course. How many times I rode a horse? Feels like the first time. Now we will do the same trotting, but we stop in the center. As we stay in the center, make a noise. Make a noise so that the horses get used to it. Got it? Get ready. The task became harder. Go. In the center we stop. Make noise. Make noise.
Time.
It seems afraid of me. Or is it me afraid of it? You are just pulling its rein. Relax. Each time you stand in your place, you can let it go. And then the horse will relax. You can go now. Apparently, it accepts my movements for some sign, right? Well, you probably noticed that in each episode I have to ride a horse. And every time for me it is just like the first time. Either I don't understand the horses or they don't understand me. It is unknown. But when I saw this great horse for the first time, I immediately wanted to ride it. Well, you saw everything. Something went good, but some things not. But anyways, it is so beautiful. His name is just cool too. I ride more, okay? Is there time? Our host today will try to master one of the types of military art, the battle with a sword. Jandos gave the next task. It is necessary to imitate the battle with a sword in order to understand how my horse reacts to the movements of the sword. We see that it is very well trained. It reacts calmly. In general, we can start the battle right now. The task is getting complicated. We must switch to trot, but I was never good at trotting.
Отлично. Все, пошли. Выравниваем лошадь, выравниваем. Жандалет, куда ты ушел? Куда ушел? Поставь коня. Кричим, голос издаем. Сильнее, сильнее. Остановились, остановились.
Well, that is my first fight on a horseback. I acted in films earlier, but on a horse, stuntmen usually replaced me. But now I can replace someone. Well, or at least I can try. We trained a little bit here with the guys. This is all behind the scenes. And now we will show you the battle on horseback, in which I will fight alone with 3 rivals. So I have a sword for this. And there stands my horse, Boy, with whom I trained earlier. So, Boy, a good boy. Now listen to me carefully. The first rider goes from here. Strike a blow aside. Do not stop the horse. We immediately go there. It all sounded like I was listening to a discussion of my execution. Jandos, I am standing and fighting everyone, right? The most exciting episode probably. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Start. Are you scared? Tell me the truth. Scared? That's how stuntmen work. Frankly, I was a little scared myself. Nevertheless, the horse is trained, knows how to fall, so that it is beautiful in the picture, and everything else. I am good, and not even tired. Arman, I saw you fall from a horse. So get a nomad cap from us. Like almost a stuntman. Thank you very much. It is very nice to be part of this team, though. There is no other thing that I dreamed about. I dreamed about such a cap. Thanks again. You are doing a great job, but the most important thing is not the business that you talked about and are talking about there. Most importantly, you are the guardians of ancient traditions that you pass on. This is the most important thing. Thank you. The steppes of Eurasia were the cultural center where the skills of the first horse breeders and the culture of horsemanship came from. Riding a horse allowed our ancestors to gain military superiority for millennia in advance. And all these military skills and in general the physical activities that our ancestors enjoyed, Nomad Stunts Stunt Group realizes today. Not only on the set, but also in life. This is the Ethnosport. See you again, friends.